Well, that seems silly. Are you crossing the line at this point? Because I feel like you're really crossing the line. What? That's how they end it? This is probably not the best time to film a movie, but it really makes me want to watch a movie. So it is storming outside. Like, it's hailing, there's thunder, there's obviously lightning somewhere, but the clouds are too thick to even see it. And it looks like it's probably gonna storm for a little while. So you could potentially hear some more hail and thunder, but I just really want to watch a movie, and so I'm going to continue with my plan. That's what we're going to do. Welcome back. This is the start of June. Filming these so far ahead gets me confused on days and months and stuff. If you watched my last video, which was reacting to the trailer to the movie Antlers, which I will not be watching, you know that we are in June, Hugh Jackman month. Oh my gosh, not any better than I was in the last video. Mentally put together. It's Hugh Jackman month. I'm really excited. Somebody recommended the movie Prisoners. That's what we're going to start this month with. So that's what we're watching today. And we're going to continue on with 3 more Hugh Jackman movies. So, Prisoners is, if I'm ready, is about Keller Dover faces a parent's worst nightmare when his 6-year-old daughter Anna and her friend go missing. Yikes. The only lead is an old motor home that has been parked on their street. The head of the investigation, Detective Loki. I just watched Thor Ragnarok the other day, which is why it's really funny to me. Arrests the driver, but a lack of evidence forces Loki to release his only suspect. Dover, knowing that his daughter's life is at stake, decides that he has no choice but to take matters into his own hands. Can't say that I blame you, and I'm not a parent. So with that and the rolling thunder, which makes me really excited, I just love thunderstorms, we're gonna watch Prisoners, and as normal, there may be times where you just see my reactions to scenes, not the scenes themselves. Don't want to give away big scenes or the ending of the film. And lacking hot chocolate, I have a chocolate protein shake, so let's get started with our stormy movie. It's that kid again!
Be ready.
He's in
Hurricane, flood.
Monster House, right? No, Goosebumps. He's in Goosebumps that we watched in October, and he was in last week's movie for just a little bit, Labor Day. Huh, he just keeps popping up. Oh, here's the motorhome they talked about.
Why don't you rent out Grandpa's old apartment house? Like I keep telling your mother, it's an old building, it'll cost a fortune to fix it up.
You're a carpenter. Can't you do most of it? They were taken from Thanksgiving dinner. I don't like the way we're ominously looking at people's houses.
What year were you born in? Were you a dragon or a snake or a horse?
I'm a monkey.
Oh, you're a monkey.
Me too.
You're very intelligent.
Well, that seems silly.
Alright, so, take the right. Look, I know you're a good guy, right? I know you're a decent guy.
What happened to that kid? He's not a kid anymore, but jeez.
The real ones. So,
Dang! Really is half the unicorn cops in the state looking for them. This would be so tough because I'm just watching this and like I don't know if I want to fight them alive or dead. I don't know how I want to fight them. I don't know where I want to find them. Do I really want to find them? But yeah, because you want the finality of it. But that would suck to lose a child. It's like,
Captain told me that you've solved every case that you've ever been assigned. Is that right?
that's impressive.
there's no way that someone with the IQ of a 10-year-old could abduct two girls in broad daylight and then somehow make them disappear.
Well, how can he drive an RV? I mean, if you can't answer a question.
Well, he has a legal Pennsylvania license.
Valid.
And he ran, right?
Mind if I take a look around?
He's not conscious. You need a flashlight, dude. I don't like this. How are you gonna get back out of there? Okay.
He didn't tell me his name. He came to me for a confession. He said he killed 16 children. He bragged about it. I convinced him to come back here. He said he'd kill more. Hey! Tell me, Mr. Devil! Tell me! They didn't cry until I left. What did you say?
He said they didn't cry till I left. Can't blame him.
Alex. So, where'd you hear those words?
I mean, I learned them in school, but the last line was different. Why is the movie called Prisoners?
What did you do? What the hell? I heard him singing the same song they were singing on Thanksgiving. He's not a person anymore. No, he stopped being a person when he took our daughters.
No one took them. Nothing happened. They're just gone.
Waging a war against God.
So this guy killed 16 kids, and so the priest then finds out and like locks him in a basement without stairs.
It's something specific.
I wonder if it's the kid's uncle, the guy's uncle,
He said
the 10-year-old IQ guy's uncle, and he learned it from him. You're gonna start bringing out tools, cause
Get him up.
oh.
Where's my daughter?
Oh no. What? Are you crossing the line at this point? Because I feel like you're really crossing the line.
Everything in his house just became wrong. Your dad's building? There's no way I'm staying in that crack house.
Why am I watching this? Why am I watching this?
That little girl is gonna need you when she comes home.
I don't want to say if, but I'm saying if.
More than a week. Have half as good a chance of being found.
Was that in his dream too? Dang, I was really hoping that was real.
Why are you making me do this?
Personal responsibility. Is that legal? I feel like you can't walk into someone's home without a warrant unless they invite you in. Why are they in a bunch of bloody clothes? You should probably close that lid. probably already dead, if she's dead. B, he didn't have the information he needed to go after this guy anyways. So don't play the guilt card because you wasted time pulverizing some kid who I still think was involved. But we still don't know that for sure.
We weren't getting anywhere questioning her.
It's getting real serious everywhere.
It looks more like a maze than a map.
It's got a thing for mazes.
Well, that totally backfired. Okay, I literally, there's just this huge spectrum of things happening with all the characters. Like, Detective Loki it would irritate me so much if I ever worked with someone like that because he's so, like, serene and kind of withdrawn, and he never shows you anything. And that would be so difficult to work with. But he obviously cares and he's very passionate about his job. I mean, since his captain said that he's solved every case that's come across his desk, I mean, that's incredible. And then what just happened in the interrogation room? Why am I always yawning? When he bashed the dude's nose again, I might add. But those kinds of actions just show you how passionate he is about his job. It comes out in abusive ways. It's there, but like he doesn't show it to the people that he's working with. It really frustrates me. But then you have the parents, like Anna's mom, Mrs. Dover, whatever her first name is, I don't even know. She's gone. She's gone. I don't know what pill she's on. I don't know if those are prescribed before or after. But she's gone. She's out of it. She's sleeping all day. Her son is... What is this? Her son is trying to take care of her and trying to accept that his sister's gone and like having to all of a sudden be responsible because his dad has lost his mind. That's a big question mark. He's definitely, I don't know if he's quite lost his mind or he's gone off the deep end. For me, those are kind of different things, at least in this situation. But he is just out there and he's determined and he doesn't care what anybody has to say. He's getting his daughter. Yawning is a part of my life. A part of filming. But he is putting this dude through the ringer. And he's getting nothing. And he's still confident he can get something. And then there's the other set of parents, Joy's parents, the Birches, I think. And they've just like kind of gone along with everything that's happened. They're like, we could go the detective direction, we could go the dark direction. They've at this point accepted that their daughter is dead, that both girls are dead. And I'm not really convinced at the moment. But they've just like accepted that. There's just so many different things going on, and I don't know how it's gonna end. I could not even possibly begin to guess at this point. There's still about 40 minutes left. How it's gonna end. We're almost 2 hours into this movie, and I legit have no idea what is gonna happen. And I have no idea who's gonna be right in all this. And I still don't know why it's called Prisoners. Is it because of the girls? Oh my god. If they're alive and they've just been kept prisoners, then that would make perfect sense. But I feel like it's more to do with the adults, especially the two main characters of Mr. Dover and Detective Loki. Like that they are like imprisoned by this case. Maybe that's how he is with all of his cases. He's always just like imprisoned in these cases until he solves them. and that's how it is in his head. He just never expresses that, but maybe that's how it is in his head. But I'm wondering if that's why it's called prisoners, because they're this is their everything. There's no way out until it's done, you know? I don't know. Okay, I think I can return to the movie, and we'll see how this ends. Something's not adding up.
Taylor drew this. It's a map to the bodies. It's a map to the bodies. And we found the same design on a pendant that we pulled off that corpse the other day. There's a connection. Okay?
Connection is it's the last maze in the book. I did it. It's unsolvable. There's no way out.
This dude with the snakes and the mazes, and he was kidnapped by supposedly the Invisible Man, who I think is in the priest's basement, is that dead guy. And there's a lot going on. So because your son died, you're taking it out on God by taking other children. That's messed up. Should you be driving? What? That's how they end it? I didn't expect that, and I still have so many questions, and I understand why it's called Prisoners now, but I think the two kids, they were grown, but they were still kids, I wonder if they knew each other as kids, but they didn't know each other now, but like, Alex knew about the maze, but the other guy was doing the maze, and he had the snakes, but Alex didn't like the snakes, but he wasn't really a part of it, but like, I think he knew, but then how did the maze tie in? Because, well, map, he called it a map, but the other dude wouldn't have had the map. So, or was he still just drawing a map? Like, they were both tortured souls. I mean, that one, Alex was just like withdrawn, but he seemed like so bought in to this like family aunt and uncle thing. But then the other kid, just with the mazes and the snakes, and then he took their clothes and the pig's blood, like, it was all trippy. That poor guy. But then neither one of them were a part of it. They just knew. I wonder if the one could have even like taken him back to the house. But oh my gosh, but then there was the whole thing with the dude in the priest den who I thought he was. So like, go me for being right on one thing. But then the priest just left him there and then never told anybody. And then how were there not like 16 missing kid cases? Because like, how come that wasn't a thing? Like, that should have been a thing. If he killed 16 kids, he said he just killed. He obviously kidnapped at least 18 though. But how is that not a thing? There's all these missing kids in this area. Like, how is that not a thing? It must have been so spread out or something that they never pieced it together. But it seemed like such a small town that if like 18 kids had gone missing, it would have like been a thing, you know? But it didn't seem to be a thing. Oh my god, Alex had to have known. He had to have known. He didn't know who he was, but he had to have known where the girls were, or that they were there. He had to have known. And I did not see I did not expect who took them. I didn't expect it. I didn't know if maybe she knew, or maybe she'd been oblivious. I honestly hadn't even thought about it, but I didn't expect it. And then they didn't even end it. Like, they ended it, but they didn't wrap up the story. They just left it there. Like, this one's gonna bother me for a little while. It's like a book that I won't be able to stop thinking about, but in 2.5 hours instead of like 12. Like, It reminds me of the book that I'm reading right now, actually, that I'm almost done with, and I literally have like 20 pages left, and I have no idea how they're just gonna end it in 20 pages. Like, that's exactly how this was. You just have no idea how it's gonna end, and then it didn't even like end in a full ending way. It was just like, there's enough of an ending there. Oh my gosh, all the little twists, but still a huge spectrum of like how people acted and the broad range of like ways that they could be just as individuals was still insane. It still was. My goodness. Okay, I think we're gonna be done. And you should really watch this movie because I want to know what other people think of this movie because it still has me kind of like tripping out. So thank you for the recommendation, and I will probably watch this again. And I will see you guys next week for another Hugh Jackman movie. And yeah, my mind is still blown. So just have a good week, everyone.